What's going on, guys? Ches Critta here. Comment on my last video. They want you dumb and uninformed. Really sparked quite a bit of a brainstorm. Now, this is something that that would work. The proverbial they might want you dumb and uninformed, but there are people out there that seek the truth. I'm not talking about truthers, I'm talking about truth in general. And this presents a problem for the uninformed portion of that statement, because truly they want you dumb and uninformed and or misinformed. Now, if you can be made to believe in truths that are not correct, then you stop searching for the absolute truth. And I think that that's something really important to understand within your own psyche, and just look around at society in a whole and identify it within other people. And some of these things that I've been looking at is, for example, CNBC. Okay, if you look at CNBC, it is nothing more than a giant propaganda machine. Now, you can believe, if you choose, that the economy is green shoots and we're recovering and the end of the euro crisis is right around the corner, as it has been for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. You can believe that when the next crash comes, that they will cite 2009 and the great 100% recovery that we've had since then, and say, hey, look, now is the time to buy. You can make 100% back on your money. But in reality, they're talking about nothing. All right, so misinformed about reality. You know, most of the trading on Wall Street is quote-unquote the high-frequency trading. It's a majority of it. So it's computers trading with computers. Yet on CNBC, there's all this talk about the what is it, retail investor, the retail investor. No, they're basically a propaganda machine telling you that everything's getting better because apparently a bunch of computers on Wall Street have been trading with each other and traded the markets all the way up. Now, not to say that corporate profits aren't up, which they definitely are, but that has nothing to do with the real economy. Okay, some other stuff that comes out is, you know, they hate us for our freedom. I love this, but they hate us for our freedom. And, you know, the people across the pond over there. Now, first of all, freedom? Really? So we're assuming that, yes, we're just a free society, free culture, that, you know, there's no debt slavery going on here. No. But again, more propaganda. They don't want you knowing that you're a debt slave. No, debt is freedom, remember? Let's correlate these two things. Let's say buying a house with a mortgage and buying a vehicle, you know, with a car note. Hey, that's freedom, because if you feel free, it's got the appearance of freedom, but is it really, or is it debt slavery? And the American dream, again, another piece of propaganda. The American dream. What is the American dream? Well, originally it was cited as something pertaining to the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which is translated into ownership, freedom, and property. But again, how much of that do we still retain? Self-ownership. There are many things that you're not allowed to do with your own body, with yourself. Freedom. Everywhere you look, there are laws about what you can and can't do at what times. Laws about how much of your productivity you must sacrifice. So there goes the freedom. And the right to property. Do you really have the right to property? You can buy a piece of property, but you have to pay tax on it. So you're basically renting it from the government. You can purchase a car, but if you don't register it, you can't drive it. You know, so what can you really own? I mean, what you can carry in your pockets? It's disturbing trends like these, and unfortunately, the average American has been so brainwashed into believing these things, into buying into the rhetoric, that when you try to come at them and present your point of view, you're dismissed as someone that might be crazy, unstable, you don't know what you're talking about, or maybe you need help. Help, yes, like help from the government on all these psychiatric medications that so many Americans are on, with horrible detrimental side effects. Yet, self-medicating is forbidden. So, the political debate in this country is yet another instance. Politics. The red rock or the blue rock? Which one do you support? It's not going to do a bit of good for you, but we want you fighting as hard as you can for whatever team you support. It's really no different than sports. Sports doesn't have any bearing on your life. Might be entertaining, but other than that, no true value there. just as in the game of politics. And for those that don't participate in the political practice, you have plausible deniability. That's right. You don't have to pay attention to politics, and when everything gets all screwed up, you go like, God, I had no idea. Don't take any self-responsibility as a person. And these are trends in the government, in the media, that are disturbing. But again, the media is losing legitimacy. They are losing viewership. Now, it just depends on what's going to happen as far as the social media. You know, I know that they're eyeballing it, getting involved in that, but as of right now, the social media and real truth, not truther, again, but real truth, is gaining legitimacy over the media. So, you know, college. This is another one. This is just a raw dump, guys. College. So they want you to go to college, and they want you to get a degree. Now, they want you to go into a lot of debt that can never be forgiven for this degree. And that has nothing to do with starting your own business. No. That is discouraged. They want you working for a large corporation. Easier to control. Easier to get a vote. I heard a commercial recently on the radio where they were advocating the benefits of food stamps. It was a fictitious conversation between two elderly ladies. One elderly lady on food stamps, one that hadn't been. And the one that was on was talking about how great the quality of her life has gone up because the fact that now the government is basically feeding her. Well, isn't that great? It's reminiscent of a government that can give you everything, can also take everything away from you. They want you to embrace class warfare. Okay? Hate the rich. Divide the poor. We need to take from the rich, right? Middle class. Don't worry about them. They're going to disappear soon anyways. And of course, the military. The global force for good. The U.S. military that runs around the world, bombing everyone into oblivion. That's the force for good, cruising around the world. So again, propaganda, lies. That is the 99%. Digging for the 1%. The real truth that's out there. The fact that the economy is probably headed for collapse. The fact that we are headed for a police state, you know, in whatever form you understand that to be. And the fact that most of everything that's out there is steering you towards a goal. A goal not set by you, but a goal that is supposed to manifest in your mind to make you think that you set this goal for yourself, no matter how legitimate or illegitimate it really is. And I guess it's disturbing, but at what point, is there a point that we can, as a culture, as a society, come together, look over our shoulder, turn around, look at your fellow man, and understand that there is a huge problem with society as a whole. It's getting worse, and there's going to be people that come out of the woodwork offering fixes. Now, some of them are going to be legitimate, some are going to be illegitimate, and I think we know who the illegitimate ones are. Hopefully we do here. But leading other people around you to legitimate courses of action, legitimate leaders, people who aren't going to sugarcoat everything and tell you that everything's going to be just fine. The people that aren't afraid to look you in the eyes and say, we are in for some hard times, but this is how we weather the storm. This is how we get through it. Don't look to your government. It's on an individual basis. What can you do for yourself? What can you do for the people around you to make sure that when everything comes ripping apart, there is some semblance of normalcy, and it doesn't devolve into some dystopic nightmare, okay, with people offering the profits of government and media, offering you solutions that are detrimental to you, saying, well, we have riots on the streets, folks, we need more police. It's their fault overseas. We need more military. There's a huge deficit. People are starving. We need more of your money. At what point do we understand that it's on an individual basis that this stuff is going to be fixed? That's truly what it is, guys. It's the individual. If everybody, if not even a small minority of Americans stood up in a silent protest, went outside of every single capital and stood silently, no signs, no vitriolic hate speech, but stood silently as the politicians walked by, how much legitimacy would they retain?